In this video, I'm going to show you how to play the Scandinavian defense. It's a great weapon to have at the beginner or intermediate levels, just because it can set your opponent off his preparation and surprise him on move 1. I'm not going to go deep down in theory in this video, I'm just going to show you all the basic concepts and ideas of the opening, but I've left an article in the description down below so you can check it out if you want to know more about the Scandinavian defense. Now let's begin. The Scandinavian starts after the move e4. For white, your response is d5. Now the best way for white to play is of course to take the pawn, and after you take back with the queen, you get attacked by knight to c3. Now you might wonder, why would I move my queen 2 times in 3 moves? In many positions that's not very good, but in the Scandinavian you have a lot of dynamic compensation and open lines. So let's look at the main line, which is queen to a5. You also have other options such as queen to d8, sliding your queen all the way back, but we're going to look at the main line, which is a5. And now after the move d4, you might know that your opponent is prepared, because if he plays d4, that's the most optimal way to play and the main line. Now you play knight to f6, and after the move knight to f3, you can put your bishop to f5 or g4, and after a move for white, you have to play the move e6 at some point. The point of e6 to develop this bishop and in the future put a lot of pressure on that knight, and also to castle on the king side, castle short. Now, if your queen gets attacked, always have in mind that there is a useful move which is c6. c6 is played by many players even on move 3, just because now any discoveries or any attack on the queen will be met by the move queen to c7, sliding the queen back and not having any problems with this. But let's say your opponent just castles and does not attack your queen. You can commit this bishop to attack the knight, and in the future, if your opponent tries to protect himself from the move knight to g4, you can slide the knight to the middle and put a lot of pressure on the knight. In the future, you can castle on the king side to castle short, move the knight to the middle, and just have a pleasant position with a lot of open lines. Put your rooks in the middle, and you figure it out in the middle game. That's in a nutshell how you play the Scandinavian against knight to c3. Now, if your opponent chooses to play knight to f3 instead of c3, you can still play something similar, but you can even castle on the queen side in those types of positions. Let's say something like this. You move your queen back to a5. It's kind of a transposition, and now you can commit your bishop here. You can play your knight, and after something like this, you can castle on the queen side, have a lot of open lines. Again, you can play e6. It's again a useful move. Put your bishop out, rooks to the middle. You can attack if your opponent castles on that side of the board. It's quite a risky position, of course, but you can start you can start a pawn storm on that side of the board, and you dynamically can outplay your opponent and really have a nice position. Actually, according to the engine, now it's plus 1.2 for black. So that's in a nutshell how you play the Scandinavian. I hope this video was helpful. I think you don't need to know a lot more than this if you're below 1500 elo, for example. So if this video was helpful, give it a like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.